It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I've always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please, won't you be my neighbor? Good morning, guys. Well, Trevor's on vacation still, and he's sleeping right now. So thanks for coming to church. Anyways. There I was on death row, guilty in the first degree. Son of God hanging on a hill, hell was my destiny. The crowd was shouting, crucify. Could have come from these lips of mine. Dirty shame was killing me. It'd take a miracle to wash me clean. Then I read those red letters, and the ground began to shake. The prison walls started falling. I became a free man that day. Felt like lightning hit my veins. My dead heart began to beat. The breath of God, it filled my lungs, and the Holy Ghost awakened me. Yeah, the Holy Ghost awakened me. Then I read the red letters, and the ground began to shake. The prison walls started falling. I became a free man that day. God so loved the whole wide world, sent His only Son to die for me. Arms spread wide for the whole wide world. His arms spread wide where mine should be. Jesus changed my destiny. Thank you, God, for red letters in the ground began to shake. Grace of God started falling. I became a free man today. The prison wall started falling. I became a free man today. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming to Neighbors this morning. Well, I grew up going to church, not always going to church, but in the 1990s, that shows how old I might be. Maybe. To remain a secret. But this is one we used to sing. in the sea. Your river runs with love for me. And I will open up my heart and let the healer set me free. I'm happy to be in the truth, and I will daily lift my hands, for I will always sing when your love came down. I could sing of your love forever. 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 Over the mountains and the sea, your river runs with love for me. And I will open up my heart and let the healer set me free. I'm happy to be in the truth, and I will daily lift my hands, for I will always sing when your love came down. I could sing of your love forever. I could sing of your love forever. I could sing of your love forever. I could sing of your love forever.
Hello, neighbors. My name's Teresa Coder, and I want to welcome you to Neighbors Church, where our mission is to love God, love ourselves, and love our neighbors. And I wanted to tell you about something exciting that is non-PowerPointed. We are looking for volunteers to help our friends at Fallbrook Assisted Living right up the street to staff their Fallbrook Fun Fair. And if you live in Fallbrook, what a deal. It's Tuesday, July 8th from 5 to 7 p.m. Kids can volunteer as well as adults, so you could do this as a family activity. They plan to have live music, Marshall Dogs hot dogs, ice cream, raffle prizes, a foam machine, and we have pictures of what a foam machine looks like. Very exciting. Face painting, bounce house, petting zoo, and more. So if you would be able to volunteer, there's a sign-up sheet at the table next to a poster that looks just like this. And now, for a full list of things going on, please check our bulletin, check your emails for our monthly newsletter, and to stay up to date on the very latest, you can fill out a connection card. Leave it at your table, and we'll pick them up after today's service. You can also text the word neighbors to 402-512-1856. And your generosity is what keeps Neighbors Church going and growing. You can share through our giving box, which is by the volunteer sign-in sheet, by clicking onto our website at neighborscommunity.org, or by mailing checks to 575 Fallbrook Boulevard, Suite 102, Lincoln, Nebraska, 68521. And don't forget to get put into the Neighbors Directory. So there is a sheet at each table, and you can fill out that form. We'll pick it up after the services to get your information into the directory, and we'll get more instructions down the road about how we get our lovely pictures also in the directory. And we are adding a third service starting July 20th. So we'll have services Sundays at 9 a.m., 10:30 a.m., and 12 p.m., and we are looking for neighbors to attend the noon service to greet newcomers. The Coders will be going at noon starting July 20th, so hope you can join us there. And now we will take a 3-minute, do we want to name Junk for Jesus. Yes, okay.
We have a little bit of junk for Jesus this morning. Prices are going down, junk's getting thinner. But anyhow, we're still doing it. Okay, so Bob and Dennis and I went to Eustace Body Shop earlier this week, and they weren't quite full. They said they were, but they weren't. So it was $103.50. And then we got a call from Leisure Limousine that they had taken the seats out of one of their big leisure vans and sent it away to get it refurbished and everything. So we went over there, and Bob and Dennis and Mark loaded over a ton of seats out of that one van onto the trailer, and we salvaged them out. They had the backs were carpeted, but there wasn't very much carpeter, so I didn't get deducted very much. It was a steel on the back. You can ask Bob how heavy they were. Yeah, they were. So that was $136, and then Wayne and Merrick Pillen showed up at John Johnson's place, and we loaded that up and took it in, and had some other stuff that I had from Eustace Body Shop, and that ended up to be $191.99. So for this month, it's $431.64. But since the church needs money, I brought a special deal today. If anybody can use any casters, there's 3 more. Go with the 4th one. Yeah. And I would just take a donation to church of a minimum of $500. or more. Yeah, but the church needs the money. No, whatever you'd like to give if you can. I got them in the bag up here. I'd like at least $500. Not again. $5 more for the casters, if you can use them. If you can't, I'll keep advertising them. Thank you.
Hey, don't write yourself off yet. It's only in your head you feel left out or looked down on. Just try your best, try everything you can. Don't you worry what they tell themselves when you're away. Just take some time, little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. Hey, you know they're all the same. You're doing better on your own, so don't buy it. Live right now, just be yourself. Doesn't matter if it's good enough for someone else. Just take some time, little girl, in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. Just take some time, little girl, in the middle of everything will be just fine. Sometimes it's just not your day, you know what I mean? But you just keep going. Just keep going. Hey, don't write yourself off yet. It's only in your head you feel left out or looked down on. Just try your best, try everything you can. Don't you worry what they tell themselves when you're away. Just take some time, little girl, in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright. Just take some time, little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Well, that's what's called rock and roll, guys.
If you couldn't tell why it's not his day, his guitar string broke. For those of you online, he just walked away. My name's Christine Roberts. I'm the executive director at the Nebraska United Methodist Foundation. Trevor asked me to come today to speak to you about what the foundation does and how you can help your church through the foundation. Teresa pointed me out for foam party pictures because my 4-year-old just went to Camp Fontenelle last weekend and they did a foam party. So I have pictures of a foam party if you want to see some random little toddlers running through soapy bubbles. Catch me after church. And then I said at the 9 o'clock service, so I'll tell you, if you play Jimmy World every single Sunday, I am here. I love 90s music and everything to do with it. Okay, so I attend Wahoo First United Methodist Church. So this was a hop, skip, and a jump for me, easy peasy. Our office is over in Highlands, just across the street. So if you ever want to come chat with me at our office, I'd love to have you come over. Please call or send an email first. We do keep the door locked. But if I'm expecting you, I'd love to let you in. I have worked for Nebraska United Methodist Foundation for 3.5 years now. Been executive director for 2.5 years. So the nonprofit world is a little bit newer to me in the grand scheme of things. Before I was at the Nebraska United Methodist Foundation, I practiced law in Fremont, in Dodge County and surrounding counties as a general practitioner, but mostly specializing in juvenile law and mediation services. So, while I did a little bit of minor estate planning, I got the most experience in mediating family difficulties when maybe an estate plan wasn't put in place and mom's wishes weren't well laid out for the kids, for example, and then those siblings don't talk to each other anymore. So I have quite a bit of experience in that and would love to prevent that from happening to you. And I also grew up in the Valley United Methodist Church. That church closed a year or so after I graduated from high school. So I also have a great passion for making sure that I can help the United Methodist churches not become in a financial situation where they have to close because of finances. So that's another passion of mine. And then, get to my actual slides of my slideshow. The Nebraska United Methodist Foundation has existed since 1965, when we were just the Nebraska Conference. In 2014, we merged with Kansas East and West and became the Great Plains Conference. And at that time in 2014, the Nebraska United Methodist Foundation formed its own 501c3 nonprofit entity, and therefore we are not a part of the conference and are separate from the conference. So if you ever want to talk to us individually and confidentially, anything you say to us will not just automatically go to the conference. Some churches get confused by that. That's the only reason I say it. So I just want to make sure that's clear. So what do we do at the foundation? I wanted to point out that this little slip of paper is on all of your tables. I discovered it this morning, and everything I'm about to say to you is on this little slip of paper that's on your tables. So I'm going to be telling you what you already know, because everyone reads this slip of paper on your tables that's there every week, right? Okay, well, if you don't, then I'm about to read to you about something you should already know, because P.S., this is the very first church I've seen such a piece of paper even set out anywhere, so you guys are already far ahead of the game. This is wonderful, and I'm taking a few of these if you leave them. Okay. So what we do what's on this piece of paper. We assist donors in the transferring of cash or other assets to their church or other worthy charitable recipient in the most expeditious and cost-effective ways possible. So you worry about your Christian duty of who to help and why you want to help them. We help you at the foundation on the what, when, and how of the gift. So again, on this little piece of paper, you've already listed a bunch of things that I emailed Trevor a month ago of how you can help your church. So most of the stuff is in the pink box, other ways to give, but I'll go through my actual slides since that's how I'm prepared today. So the most common way that you'll see people leave a gift is through a will. And so we would like you to remember to leave neighbors in your will. Now, the statistic is still true that 50% of people across the nation do not have a will set up or ready to go. Or maybe you have one, but you have adult children and you still have a guardian named for your adult children in your will, for example, maybe. So it's really great to maybe review that if you have it set up maybe every 3 to 5 years. Make sure it still says what you want it to say. That's the most common way to leave a gift to your church or favorite charity, but we can help you with other vehicles as well, including a trust. Our services at the foundation are offered for free. As a former recovering practicing attorney, I can tell you, if you would like to get things organized with our assistance at the foundation, we can save you a lot of billable hours before you go see your estate planning attorney to get the document actually put in place legally. So I would highly, highly encourage you to chat with us before you just take a disorganized something to your estate planning attorney. We would love to help you. I always want to highlight that it's a great idea to think about changing your beneficiaries to a charity, either in an insurance policy, or I really like to hit hard a retirement account. If you still have children named as secondary beneficiaries in your retirement account, they do get hit harder on taxes. It passes to your spouse tax-free. It passes to charities tax-free. There are other ways to leave gifts to your children outside of a retirement account, where if you have a doctor or a lawyer child, they'd be in a higher tax bracket and wouldn't get a lot of the gift that you're trying to leave them. So we'd love to chat with you about that. We can also do a charitable gift annuity at the foundation. I believe I need to talk to Trevor about changing his example, such as Thrivent, in here to maybe such as Nebraska United Methodist Foundation. Well, we don't do matching gifts, so you should talk to your financial advisor about matching gifts. But we can do a contract with a charitable gift annuity for you. If you would like some income during your lifetime and would like to leave a gift to your church or favorite charitable cause after you pass away, a charitable gift annuity is a great way for you to have some consistent income and then still leave a gift to charity. And then I like donor advised funds, which again, Trevor puts in the little pink box. What you do is if you have a gift, like to get a tax deduction for donating it, you could put in a donor advised fund, and then you let us know what charities you would like to send donations to, and we do that for you. We have a nice policy at the Nebraska United Methodist Foundation where only 25% of your donation has to go to a United Methodist something. The other 75% can go to whatever other 501c3 nonprofit you are passionate about, like maybe the University of Nebraska Foundation or something. I don't know, Emily. We also can help you with real estate if you have land, if you have some grain that you don't need income on for the year, you want to donate it, we can help you with that process. I know, so exciting. Some program advantages for our particular foundation is you can open up an account at the foundation with a low minimum deposit of $1,000. So if Neighbors wants to start investing in the stock market, you can just sign an investment management agreement with us for $1,000 and we can put it in there and hopefully watch it grow. It's all about long-term investing, people. Don't watch it right now. Accounts may be invested in a single portfolio or a combination. I brought all of my literature today, so after my presentation, if you're interested in looking at some of these, if you have a finance committee, we have 5 funds to choose from that Neighbors could invest in, and so our investment guidebook has the differences between those ranging from fixed, very conservative, to equities, the most risky of them all. So we are flexible with whatever works best for you. We send separate monthly or quarterly reports for each account. The monthly is through our online system. If you are not tech savvy and don't want to mess with that, then we'd send you quarterly mailed statements. You can do deposits and withdrawals allowed at any time. We have an ACH process. We have no commissions, sales charges, front or back end loads, surrender charges, or penalties for early withdrawal, like what you might find at a Thrivent or an Edward Jones or something like that. And then all funds on deposit remain the property of the account holder. So if Neighbors Church puts funds at the foundation, it is always Neighbors Church's money. It's not the foundation's money. We're just holding it for you. Okay, so I am going around and preaching to all the churches this year that let me come in to really encourage unrestricted endowment funds. Churches are having a harder and harder time with their Sunday offering plate, with meeting their budget. And so now is the perfect time to really think about how you can grow an unrestricted endowment fund. And again, if you have a finance committee or trustees, whoever handles your finances, we would love to meet with that particular committee to come up with a plan or a campaign to help your church grow an unrestricted endowment fund to help with the future of this church. Endowments can ensure that financial support for your church or favorite ministry continues forever. Again, I have a guidebook about that. So you can do an endowment fund for Neighbors itself, or if you as an individual want to create an endowment fund to support Neighbors, we can help you with that individually as well. The foundation also does educational workshops and seminars. We have a Put Your House in Order event coming up on September 12th. It'll be at Horizons Community Church. It's the first time we're doing it here in Lincoln. Our first year was in Omaha and our second year was in Kearney, so we're in town this year. So you can register on our website, which if you take any of our literature after church, our website's on it. It's NUMF, stands for Nebraska United Methodist Foundation, NUMF.org. I also have some of my business cards. But you can RSVP online there, or I have a flyer describing it that is also posted on the website, or I can get you one. Again, we're across the street. I didn't bring any flyers with me today, but I can get you some if you're interested in it. I also want to highlight that we would love to talk to you about starting a legacy society. I have heard from many rural churches, well, we're just too small. It's so silly to have a legacy society, but I disagree. And I think it would be very important for you to have a legacy society so that you know you have a group of people who have left your church in their estate plan. So we're never going to, I use this every time, Emily, I swear, okay? We're not going to be like the Burnett Society. We are not like the University of Nebraska, where their legacy society, called the Burnett Society, has thousands and thousands of people that are part of it. But you, as a church family, can create a legacy society so you know that gifts are coming and you can thank those people and honor those people and make it desirable to want to be in that legacy society. So maybe someday every single member of your church will be in the legacy society. I think that'd be great, but maybe that wouldn't make it as special. But you guys should try it anyway and see how it works out. Okay, and then I also like to not recreate the wheel. So Nebraska Community Foundation did a study in 2021, and I am taking their data and telling you about it. Also, this data is now outdated. This study was done in 2021 on the great generational transfer of wealth that's happening with the baby boomer generation transferring their wealth to the next generations. So way back in 2021, all 4 years ago, the metro area that Lincoln's in Lancaster County, they put it with Omaha and surrounding counties for the metro area. $44 billion will transfer from one generation to the next in the next 10 years. Okay, 4 years ago, that's accurate. Now, that number is low. It's more than that. It's more than that now. And so I'm going to show you their video. Again, not reinventing the wheel. But they do a 5 to Thrive campaign, encouraging people in Nebraska communities to leave 5% of their estate to their favorite local nonprofit. And you'll hear someone highlight, because I keep copying her, if everyone left 5% of their estate, imagine everyone with that $44 billion, that's too low right now. If everyone left 5%, what a difference that could make to an unrestricted endowment fund. Now, as you listen to the video, I want to encourage you to maybe switch it a little bit to our religious church arena and think about tithing. Think about 10% of your estate. It's just a portion. It's what you're encouraged when you come to church. It doesn't have to be everything, but every little bit helps, and if everyone does a little bit, it makes a huge difference. I'm going to let them tell you about that.
There are people who have invested in us, and so an opportunity to give a little back for those who are going to follow us, it's just the right thing to do.
The transfer of wealth is this incredible opportunity for Nebraska. In the next 10 years, we're going to see $100 billion transfer from one generation to the next. Much of that money will go to heirs. Some will go to taxes. What we're asking generous Nebraskans to do is to think about contributing 5% to their favorite local charities, including their hometowns. That's, if you take 5% of $100 billion, that's $5 billion that can be used as a margin of excellence to build our hometowns for the next generation.
Hello, sweetie.
We think that in the next 20 years, 71 of Nebraska's 93 counties will be reaching their peak transfer of wealth. And in fact, some counties are already reaching their peak transfer of wealth today. So this isn't something we should just be talking about. The transfer of wealth is something we should be acting upon with all urgency and haste.
So please do it while everything's kind of good yet. You have to look in the mirror. What am I going to do about it? What's my responsibility? I mean, if you take my case, I've got a child in Omaha, and I've got a child in Ames, Iowa. When I pass, they get the farm, and they're welcome to sell it. Where's that money going to go? It's going to go to Omaha and Ames, Iowa. And so I think maybe the better decision may be to say, wait a minute, if I want to take part of that farm and give it to rural Nebraska, what would that look like? So you could designate a certain amount, you could designate a certain percentage. It doesn't have to be the whole thing. Maybe you give the kids 40% instead of 50%. If I have 2 children, for instance. Or we can come up with any plan you want to. The point is, what is our commitment to rural Nebraska, and how are we going to make Main Street stronger in our rural communities? That should be maybe one of our goals. And if that is, then amend your plan to make that happen.
With the 2021 Transfer of Wealth Study, Nebraska Community Foundation launched the 5 to Thrive campaign. And 5 to Thrive is a call to action. It is asking all generous Nebraskans to consider leaving just 5% of their assets to their favorite hometown or to a charitable cause that's near and dear to them. If everyone did this, if everyone left 5, that would equate to $47 billion that could be reinvested in our communities to make our communities the kinds of places that people want to move back, raise their kids, that have all kinds of amazing amenities. There's really big power in numbers. If everyone did this, just think of the amazing things that could happen.
I think we should all think about what we want our fingerprint to be. We're going to leave one regardless. And we think about the people who have left fingerprints that we're benefiting from. We, as stewards who are taking care of the community today, need to at least consider, what do we want our fingerprint to be 20, 30 years from now, when the people who are currently in charge of the community look back? What are we going to do today that's going to make life and things better for them down the road? What do we want our fingerprint to be?
Ditto what they said. So, I mean, again, I'm not reinventing the wheel when you have such great statistics like that already ready to go. And again, 4 years ago, the data's old now, the numbers are bigger. So that is why now is the perfect time to talk about what kind of plan you want to make, and for your church as a whole to consider something like a legacy society, or at the very least a few educational workshops or seminars to make sure everyone in the community knows what they can do to make a difference. So this slide's just a little visual. Again, tried to rearrange a graph from the Nebraska Community Foundation to make a little bit more sense. But for towns that have funds with the Nebraska Community Foundation, that those funds then give out grants. So this is showing what an endowment fund, how an endowment fund can grow with 20 years of growth. So if you invest at the very top, there's $101,500, very nice round number, and you use the assumptions here at the bottom. The initial fund, $100,000, 7% return net of fees, 4.5% endowment payout. That happens to be our distribution rate at the Nebraska United Methodist Foundation as well, just so you know. And then asset allocation here is what our long-term growth fund is set at, 75% equities and 25% fixed income in the stock market. Super exciting again, so sorry. But with those assumptions, you can see how that money can grow. Year 20, if the money's not consistently spent, you would have more than you initially invested, $104,056 of available income to use. Again, my point here is to put this in an unrestricted endowment fund and use those funds to help with your budget. My goal would be for every single Nebraska United Methodist Church to have an unrestricted endowment fund that could someday pay for their operating budget. It's much easier to get to at rural churches, much harder here in urban churches. But if you can reach that goal someday, then I feel like then all the individual churches will have much more opportunities in their Sunday offering plate to do outreach and ministry work in their own local communities, where they won't be worrying about leaving the lights on or can they pay whatever bill. They can worry about how are they helping their community today because their endowment fund is so healthy. That's my goal, what I would like to do during my time as director at the Nebraska United Methodist Foundation. So, we like our Bible quotes. We got our Proverbs here, 22:9. Those who are generous are blessed, for they share their bread with the poor. And then we also have a book club. How exciting. Sharon Schmidt, our Director of Stewardship, is starting a book club on July 8th by Zoom over the lunch hour at noon. And this book is what we're starting with. It's called A Spectrum of Legacies by attorney Mark A. Weber, who's out of Omaha. He's also founder of the CAP program, certified advisor in philanthropy program. And so that's a designation that you can get. And so this book is really great if you need help in figuring out how to tell your kids in your community what kind of legacy you want to leave. It literally has templates of letters that you can write to your kids about why you want to leave things the way you do and what kind of values you want to pass on that you want your kids to hopefully live by and for your community to remember you by. It's a really, really wonderful book, and I would call it more of a workbook, even though you don't have to write anything. But it's really, really practical and a great book, and Sharon's excited to share it with anyone who would want to join us. So I brought some literature with me today. If you would stop after church to maybe, if something interests you. I said how Nebraska Community Foundation has those funds to maybe give grants to their local communities. Well, Nebraska United Methodist Foundation also has a grant program. So we have these rack cards that have descriptions of our grant programs. Our most popular one is our ministry grants. And our next cycle starts July 1st. That's on Tuesday. We're almost to July, people. That opens July 1st on Tuesday, and the deadline is September 30th. So you have a good chunk of time to get an application in. What are ministry grants? So if you have, I saw you do have a few things. If you have some ministries that you're doing to help your local community, we have funds available to help you with those expenses if you would like to apply for a grant. Grab one of our cards. If I remember correctly, when Neighbors was first new, you got a New Start, New Faith community grant from the Nebraska United Methodist Foundation. This is a bigger chunk of money to help a new church start and build itself. That actually also opens July 1st if there's any new church plants or opportunities. Available year-round, new this year, is our Facilities Upgrade Matching Grant. So if you have any... So example, we just had a church give us an application. Their air conditioning went out. Right now, in summer, their air conditioning went out. We would ask the church congregation to match what they can, and we would give a grant to help supplement what they can do with that. That's available year-round because you don't know if the air conditioning's going out or if the boiler's going out. So that is available year-round. And then, again, it's got all of our grants. We also have scholarships. Deadline for scholarships is tomorrow. So maybe pick this up for next year's scholarship program. But we have seminary scholarships, a few high school graduate scholarships, and our biggest scholarship is the Tithers Scholarship. If you have been tithing for the last 5 years before a high school student or a college student is going on to their next level of education, the Tithers Scholarship allows up to $10,000 per year for that student for the length of their education. I think it's at least 4 years, but it could be more if they're going to graduate school. Also have resource guides. So this is a little summary, a little book of everything we offer at the foundation. A little bit more in depth is our Leaving a Legacy guidebook. If you like anything I said today, and what is the right gift for me, has a nice little chart in here of all the different ways that you can leave a gift to support neighbors. From outright gift to a bequest and will, all the way down to all of your charitable trusts, gift annuities, and donor advised funds. And then aside from the chart, it goes into paragraph detail about those things if you'd want to look into that. Or we could bring that with us if you wanted to talk to us in person. And then I have a few of these. It's our 2024 annual report. I only highlight the annual report because we usually highlight other churches' ministry grants. So if you sometimes struggle with ideas of what your church can do to help the community that's a little outside the box, other churches have probably done something outside the box that might inspire you. For example, I go to Wahoo First. People think we kind of have a cool grant program with our laundry church. We will collect quarters and we'll go into our local laundromat and we will offer to pay for people's laundry, and we will offer to them if they would like to sit around for a short little Bible study. So that's a ministry that we do. Other churches do all sorts of other things, so it's just a way to inspire you if you are interested in trying something different. Did I hit all the things? Yes, I think I did. Okay, so come talk to me after church, and thank you for listening today. I'm going to get you to the next slide. There you go. Who wants to click the next song? Thank you.
Let's do the Lord's Prayer, guys.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and the power, and glory forever.
Sing with Amazing Grace. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious then that grace appeared, the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils and snares, I have already come. 'Twas grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Have a good week, guys. Thanks for coming.